what you do to me. I will forgive you, but I can't forget.
And welcome back to the State of the Tourism Conference here at the beautiful Shore Club in an incredible place, the Turks and Caicos Islands. I want to tell you, it's a special place to be. It's a very informative and a special conference. It's bringing the whole Caribbean together because everybody in that room knows that a rising tide floats all boats and you're stronger together. Gabriel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Definitely. My name is Gabriel Saunders, and I'm the digital marketing specialist for Experience Turks and Caicos, the new destination management and marketing organization here in the Turks and Caicos Islands, looking to take tourism in the Turks and Caicos to greater heights.
Wow, digital marketing for tourism for this destination, huge portfolio, there's no doubt about it.
Definitely, it's massive because what we're looking at doing is really ensuring that every intricacy of the Turks and Caicos Islands is able to get its fair share of views around the world. Mm-hmm. Of course, people think of Turks and Caicos, but a lot of the times when they think of it, they think of Providenciales specifically, our main island, the tourism hub. But we are in archipelago, and we have a whole ton of different islands and keys that offer their own unique forms of tourism. We have South Caicos, which is very close to my heart. It's where my family is originally from, the fishing capital of the Turks and Caicos Islands, where people tend to go for bone fishing. People have the best seafood cuisine over there, but you also have the twin islands of North and Middle Caicos, where it's an amazing set of islands for anybody who's into ecotourism. You have your sets of caves there, you have Mudgeon Harbor, one of my favorite spots in the Turks and Caicos Islands. And I could go on and on and on with all of our different islands and keys. What we want to do is really put the spotlight on all of those different islands to allow people to really, before they come to Turks and Caicos, have a greater understanding of our entire tourism product.
Gabriel, how are you going to unleash the power of the digital world to do that? What's the technique you're going to use?
Well, you know, I'm a University of Waterloo graduate. I always have to put
Congratulations.
that out there. Thank you very much.
Great university.
Very much so. And I'm extremely proud of the entrepreneurial ecosystem that's there that I was into. What I want us to do is I want us to be on the cutting edge of tourism, especially in digital marketing. I want us to be utilizing the newest platforms that we're seeing. So if we were in 2020, I would have wanted us to be on Clubhouse. TikTok is booming right now, the organic reach on there. I want us to use LinkedIn more than we are right now. I would like to use these in ways that we haven't seen before in tourism. I also want to use influencer marketing a little bit more, use user-generated content, things that we hear about in other industries but haven't truly been applied in tourism in the Caribbean and not in tourism in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
You know, Gabriel, it's interesting that you mentioned LinkedIn. My colleague and I had a conversation around that just this morning, that LinkedIn for certain sectors and industries is king. It's where everybody is traveling, to find employees to tell their story. But yet in tourism, quite honestly, I don't see a lot of traffic on LinkedIn, which surprises me because a lot of the people traveling on the LinkedIn channels are the very people that are going to spend money and travel, and they need that rest time, and what a better place to be talking about the experience. Would you agree?
I agree completely. Even when you look at MICE and conference tourism, I think LinkedIn is the perfect opportunity to engage with those stakeholders and those decision makers who are deciding where they're having their next trip to, where their next conference is going to be at. I think LinkedIn is the perfect opportunity to engage with them.
You know, and also, Gabriel, we hear a lot about not selling, but explaining the experience, making tourism an experience. How do you capitalize on the digital domain to do that as well?
I think you can do it from a multitudes of different ways. I think it goes beyond showing what tourists already know. We already know that the Turks and Caicos Islands has award-winning beaches. Grace Bay Beach has won the world's best beach award for a number of different years. Caribbean's most romantic destination. We already know that we are world-class in those destinations. But let's go and focus our marketing dollars, our digital marketing dollars, on those areas that people may not know about, where we can build up our brand awareness there. Let's show them the ecotourism. Let's show all of that online in the digital atmosphere. So let's post SOTEC and all of the content that we have on the photos and video content, the amount of attendees that we have here. Let's have that on LinkedIn to attract more conferences to come down here. Let's post, as I mentioned, user-generated content, influencer marketing on TikTok, on Instagram, so we can attract more. For instance, I'm going to be on a panel later on today. I know I stopped myself, but I'm on a panel later on today all about the film industry, the challenges and opportunities in it. And one thing that I'm going to mention in it is a point that has really stuck with me. It was in a Bloomberg article where an American Express study showed that HBO and Netflix are deciding where people are taking vacations.
Right.
70% of Gen Z and millennials are saying that they've been influenced to go to destinations based upon their favorite shows.
Right.
How do we go and attract more of those shows here? Too Hot to Handle has been filmed in the Turks and Caicos Islands, reality TV. They've had 4 seasons here. I've had the privilege of being on 3 seasons of it, and I can already see how the people that we've had on that show have influenced their followers to want to come to the Turks and Caicos Islands. And I think that's only going to continue to grow and grow and grow. When we look at influencer marketing, people tend to think of, you know, you're very attractive young individuals sporting,
Right.
you know, their swimwear, but that's not really it. It's anybody who has influence. You could even look at a brand as an influencer.
Right.
So we could look at sports as well. We've had Leo Messi and Turks and Caicos. We have Argentinians flocking here now. I actually had a whole conversation with a travel writer from Argentina yesterday who was already telling me about Messi's trip here,
Right.
as I was about to tell him about it.
Yeah.
So we can see the influence that different individuals with influence have on changing people's travel decisions.
How about, Gabriel, using what you already have as well, and that is the stories of the people that are here. Such fascinating stories of the way things used to be in the Turks and Caicos and the uniqueness of the culture. Just yesterday, I had a great conversation with a minister from Tobago, and to hear her talk about her culture and the people and the way they interact, oh my God, it was gold. You couldn't make that stuff up. It was almost like we're using what we have to celebrate and attract more people to come. Thoughts on that?
I think that's amazing. I would look at that as a form of cultural tourism. I know we've had conversations of that before in the Turks and Caicos Islands, specifically having people engage with the elders in our community. You know, if you could have an opportunity to go to North and Middle Caicos and learn how to weave a basket, weave a hat from our elders. If you could go to South Caicos and learn how to be a true boatsman.
Right.
You know, my grandfather actually has a fishing plant in South Caicos, and every time I hop on a boat, they say, hey, you're a harbor boy, your family lineage is from South Caicos, you should be able to tie a knot. I can't tie those boatsman knots, but
Right.
I could totally see why a tourist would want to come here.
Yeah.
Learn how to do, we actually have cowfish right here, the cowfish boxfish. It's one of my favorite type of fish. And there's a unique way of catching them where you get a spear, and a lot of people tend to throw the spear from off the dock. I could never do it. My grandfather does an amazing job of it. But if you had an opportunity to go and learn from those people who have those skill sets,
Right.
I think that's a massive selling point as well.
Yeah, 100%. Gabriel, it sounds like you've got you've got a great job. You're clearly passionate about it. When you talk about it, your eyes light up. You've got a great job, but you've also got a great product in front of you, and by product I mean more than the sand and the sun and the beaches. I'm talking about this place is beautiful, it's special, right? So you've got something in front of you that you can say, okay, how do I best tell this story and then capitalize on what's happening in that digital world? Must be an exciting time for you.
Oh, so exciting. You know, I think it's amazing how we can wrap up near the end of the year. You know, we have a couple more months left, but with the State of the Tourism Industry Conference, this conference that we're at today, the Caribbean Tourism Organization's flagship event, Turks and Caicos is hosting it after a 5-year hiatus. I think the only thing that we can do is give credit to our Minister of Tourism, Honorable Josephine Conley, for ensuring that this has all come to fruition. Of course, Ms. Raquel Brown, the interim CEO of Experience Turks and Caicos. Those two individuals, their teams bridging this all together. Of course, the Caribbean Tourism Organization team. I think we really have to thank all those individuals for bringing everybody together to the Turks and Caicos Islands right now.
Everybody's moving in the right direction here at the Turks and Caicos. So great to be in conversation with you, Gabriel. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.